Good evening, everyone. It's the evening time here in Orlando, Florida. But welcome to another edition of Le Da Vinci Code, Coders Anonymous. And in this edition of Le Da Vinci Code, Coders Anonymous, we're going to explore ternary operators. I believe specifically being used within React. Ternary operator. So ternary shorthanded scripting is something I want to get acquainted with, so I'm just going to dive into it via a W3 school cloud lab. Let's examine what we have here. So as we can see on the view, please log in. Try changing the authenticated variable to false and run the code to see what happens. Okay, so as you all can see, the authenticated variable is set to a value of false. And okay, so here we have more logic. We have an if statement with the authenticated variable. So false is a condition. If false, render app method. I wonder if that's a method, like a library method. Okay, so render app. Else statement, render login. Oh, okay, look. Okay, render app. No, render app is not some library method. It's this function right here. So if authenticated is true, run render app method. Render app method targets the document object model, the DOM, invokes the get element by ID function, and targets the demo ID, which is within an H1 element on the UI. So we have this H1 element here. Please log in on the right hand side. And what is rendered to the screen? The render app method gets rendered. If we look at the render app method, it targets the DOM, invokes the get element by ID method, invokes the demo, and the inner HTML is manipulated, and Da Vinci Code is what's expected to render to the screen when authenticated is true. Right now it's set to false. So what are we getting rendered? Render login. It's within the else block. So let's examine the render login method. Let's look at the inner HTML for the render login method. It says please log in. Oh, so yeah. So if it's targeting the demo ID. Please log in. That's what's rendering right now. The render login method. Okay, so React is a technology that plays on the document object model. It like really targets it and bends it to its will, so to speak. So let's manipulate the. Okay, please log in. Inner HTML. Please log in. I promise I won't hack you. Okay, so let's run it. Okay, I promise I won't hack you. Okay, so let's change this value to true, and let's see if Da Vinci Code gets rendered. Everyone take your bets, okay? Everyone take your bets. Da Vinci Code, because authenticated is set to true now. And yep, that's our parameter. That's our expression. That's our value that we're comparing for or against. Okay, so awesome, excellent. let's get back into some more ternary. Okay, that was excellent. Okay, here is the same example using a ternary operator. Okay. Okay, so the ternary operator is a simplified conditional operator like if else. Syntax, condition, question mark, expression of true. Oh, this is the like the partition, expression of false. Okay. Let's try it for ourselves. Okay, so welcome. Try changing the authenticated variable to false. Run the code, see what happens. Okay, function, render app, method, demo, welcome. The same logic. Is this the... No, I don't want to be here. I want to be... Okay. Okay. Alright. So right now, this method is being run. This function is what's running. But when we change this to false, when we change our authenticated value to false, this function is gonna run. And that logic is defined right here. Okay. So right now being set to true, the render app function runs. Okay, so let's see. Authenticated, our variable, the value we're checking for. Okay, so if our variable is true, expression of true, render app, welcome, inner HTML manipulated and rendered to the view. Let's change it here. Okay, it gave me the bang operator. Paradise of illusion. Okay. All right. Value. If value is true, or if it's false. Okay, we're gonna change it to false, everyone. And then we're gonna manipulate our H1 element to, because the H1 element is the node we're targeting right here. It's the It's the bone that we're targeting, the H1 element, via our ID attribute demo. And as you can see here, get element by ID demo. Okay, our value is now set to false, so we expect this method to run. Alright. Expect this output on UI. Because our render login function ran. Because the expression that ran wasn't this one. It was not the render app. Because the render app function renders Paradise of Illusion to the UI, but the render login method, which only could be run if this method is false in this location. So render login is what ran, so expect this output on UI is what we got on the UI. Yeah, it's pretty alright. That's good. Ternary is not that scary after all. Ternary isn't so scary after all. Okay, well, that was a very lax episode of Le Da Vinci Code. Code is anonymous. Please share your thoughts with me. I want to know how you all are enjoying this, if at all. Let me know either way, with a like or dislike. Let me know.